Alan? I just got back from the restroom, but I can't seem to find you or your mother anywhere. I thought that you would be waiting for me, but did you leave to look inside some shops or something? I'm sorry for making you wait.
Hey, Sophia. You're finally done. It took you long enough.
What do you mean? I was only in there for a few minutes.
Well, my mom and I got tired of waiting for you, so we decided to head to the next sightseeing spot without you. There's so much that we want to do, and we just couldn't bear to waste any more time waiting around.
What? Wait, so you're not here anymore?
That's right. You being in a wheelchair is a big inconvenience for us during our vacation. So we thought that it would be best if we just left you behind, so we can have a good time.
How could you?
Good luck managing to get around on your own.
Wait, you can't be serious. This isn't just any vacation. We're in France, a completely different country. And what about my bag? You said that you would hold on to it for me while I went to the bathroom. My wallet and return ticket are inside that.
So what? I told you that we're going to be going our separate ways for the rest of this trip. So what's the point in holding on to this ticket that you bought with us? We'll be doing our own thing. So you do what you want as well, okay?
What are you talking about? How am I supposed to get home without my return ticket or wallet?
Well, to be honest, I wouldn't really mind if you didn't come back home.
What? I don't understand.
I mean, think about it. Did you really think that I was serious about taking you on a vacation abroad in your wheelchair? Don't make me laugh.
What do you mean?
Are you really that clueless? Then let me spell it out for you. It's a big hassle always having to accommodate your needs. It really slows us down and limits where we can go. It's like your wheelchair always has to take priority in deciding what we can and can't do. I'm tired of feeling so tied down. I want to be able to move around freely and do things more spontaneously.
But that's not fair. It's not like I chose to be in this wheelchair. I'd like to be able to move around freely as well if I had the choice.
Oh, be quiet. Why do you always have to be so negative? It really bothers me that all you do is mope around.
That's a terrible thing to say.
Whatever. Besides, you always brag about how you can speak French, so you'll have no problem figuring things out, right? So, that's it for now, I guess. It would be too big of a burden trying to get around with you in the huge wheelchair, so my mom and I decided that this was the best arrangement for everyone. We'll finally be able to enjoy our vacation, and you'll be free to do what you want as well. Oh, but I'll gladly hold on to your wallet for you. And everything inside of it, too.
How dare you!
Wow. There's much more than I thought you would have inside. You always did make good money, if anything else. Looks like my mom and I will be splurging on some good wine tonight.
Stop it! Just come back already! Please, I'm begging you!
No way. Oh, and one last thing. All the details I gave you about where we'll be staying tonight, it's all fake.
What?
Oh wait, it looks like we're already here, so I'm gonna go now. Mom and I are so excited to spend the next 2 weeks traveling around Europe. We'll get to see so much now that we don't have to worry about wheelchair accessibility.
Alan, you can't be serious!
Of course I'm serious. I hope you adjust to living in a foreign country soon. On your own.
Hello, Linda? Are you with Alan right now? Yes, he's standing right next to me, as a matter of fact. Is there some sort of problem? Oh, so I suppose you're aware of the situation right now. And you agree with what he's done? Of course! Besides, this was all my idea in the first place. I was the one who suggested we take this vacation with you, but with the intention of leaving you behind. What? It's really just a shame. I only agreed to this marriage because you graduated at the top of your class from such an elite school. I expected you to make something of yourself, but instead, you just ended up in this wheelchair. Is this some sort of punishment for our family? And the way things turned out, I can't even count on you to take care of me in my old age. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to take care of you now that you're a cripple. This was definitely not part of my plan. But there's nothing I can do about my situation. You know very well the reason why I'm in this wheelchair now in the first place. That's enough. The way I see it, you're a good-for-nothing wife to my son, keeping him from living the life that he wants because of your condition. So just stop it with your nonsense excuses already. All of your complaining is just gonna ruin this trip for me and my son. How are we supposed to enjoy anything with all of your negativity? By the way, how are you and Alan even planning to get around without speaking a single word of French? I was doing all the translating and communicating until now, but the two of you are on your own now. Oh, that wouldn't be a problem at all. We just met this very kind gentleman, and he offered to act as our translator and guide for such a cheap price. He's quite handsome, too, if I might add. What? So don't worry about us. We're in good hands, and we don't even need your help anymore. Are you sure that's safe? This isn't a country that's known to be kind towards tourists. I would be more wary of people like that. It might seem like a genuine offer to help, but you never know what they're really thinking. Oh, why can't you just be more accepting of people's kindness? You act as if everyone is out to get you or something. And I bet you're just saying that, so we'll go back to get you. Are you really that cunning of a person? But don't worry, we have no intention of going back, no matter how uneasy you try and make us. That's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to warn you about the dangers of letting down your guard in a foreign country. It's really none of your business how we decide to spend our time here. Whether you're really looking out for our well-being, or you're just trying to trick us into going back for you, you're in no position to tell us what to do. By the way, I'm going to have Alan divorce you as soon as you get back to the States. Oh, wait. That's only if you're able to get back home safely. Who knows if that's even a possibility since you have no money or means of getting around. And just so you know, this is something that I've already discussed with Alan, and he's in complete agreement. Well, even if you do make it back home, you're not gonna have a place to live. Alan and I also decided that you will be kicked out of the house that we used to share. It's quite the shame, but you're just doomed either way. What do you mean? Because of all the renovations we did to make the house more handicapped accessible, it lets me get around very easily as well. There's many improvements that are very helpful for someone my age as well, so it's a very comfortable living arrangement for me. I guess that's one good thing that came out of you being handicapped. How dare you say such a thing? You really have a lot to say for someone with such limited mobility. It's not like you can do anything about it, so you should just keep quiet. Anyways, I can hear Alan and our new translator calling for me, so I'll be going now. I can't wait to see where this gentleman will be taking us next. Linda, wait! You have to reconsider your situation. This is your first time in this country and you don't even speak the language. It's not smart or safe to just accept the offer of some random person. You don't even know who they are. You have to keep in mind that you're a complete outsider here. Yes, don't be such a worrywart. I'll be careful if that's what you want, okay? No! You have to listen to what I have to say. I get it, okay? I'm not gonna reply to you anymore, so don't even bother sending any more messages. Linda! Wait! Fine! That's it then. If this is the way you're going to be, then I have an idea of my own. Don't tell me that I didn't warn you, though, because you brought this onto yourself.
Sophia! Hey, Sophia! You can't just ignore me like this! Why aren't you answering me? You didn't block me, did you?
Jeez. What do you want?
Sophia! Finally! What the heck is going on?
Let me guess. You just got back home?
That's right. I'm in front of our house right now, but there seems to be a problem. It doesn't make sense. Why can't I get inside? What did you do?
Of course you can't get in. I put the house up for sale, so obviously you won't be able to get inside anymore.
What? You sold our house?
Yep. And I can't believe how quickly I was able to find a buyer.
Why would you do such a thing? Where are we supposed to live now? How could you be so selfish and do something like this without my permission?
This is nowhere near selfish compared to what you and your mother did to me. Remember how you and your mother tricked me into going on vacation with you? Just so you can leave me stranded abroad? Saying that me being in a wheelchair would prevent you from enjoying your vacation, since it would be an inconvenience to accommodate my disability? Now, that's pretty selfish if you ask me. Especially knowing that I would have a hard time getting around in my wheelchair, too.
Huh? Wait. I don't believe this. Did you actually make it back home? On your own?
Absolutely. You just realized this now. I got back home just 2 days after you left me stranded.
But that's impossible. How did you even manage that?
Well, it wasn't that difficult, to be honest. It seems like you've completely forgotten this, but I'm sure that I've told you before. But I lived in France for about 3 years when I was in college, for a study abroad program. Does this ring any sort of bell?
I guess you mentioned something like that before, but it was a long time ago, so I don't really remember the details.
Anyways, I still stay in touch with some close friends I made during that time, one of whom happened to live just 1 hour away from where you left me. She was kind enough to come pick me up, and she was the one who helped me get everything together so I could come back home. Fortunately, I had at least my phone and credit card on me, so it wasn't too hard to make all the arrangements.
I don't believe this. How can that even be possible?
And what else was it that you wanted to know? Oh, that's right. You were asking about how I sold the house.
Yeah, exactly. That's the #1 priority right now. How could you do such a stupid thing without even asking for my permission? I'm the head of this household, so I should have at least had a say in this.
Are you kidding? Do you really think that you're the head of this household?
Of course. There's no question about that. My mom really likes that house. With all the barrier-free renovations, it was really the perfect layout for her since she's getting older now. You have no idea the trouble we had after we last spoke. That so-called kind local who offered to show us around ended up walking away with all of our stuff. We were left only with what we had on ourselves.
Oh my, I had no idea. That must have been such a traumatic experience for you both.
Anyways, we finally made it back home and we're looking forward to just winding down after everything that happened. So imagine our surprise when we couldn't even get into the house. This is just unbelievable. You're crazy.
By the way, you're forgetting a very important piece of information. Because the deed for this house is under my name. Don't you remember?
What? I thought that the deed was under my name and that this house belonged to me.
Don't be silly. Why would you even think that? This house belonged to my parents in the first place. It's where I grew up. Since my parents decided that they wanted to settle down in the countryside after their retirement, I inherited this house instead. And besides, I was the one who paid for all the renovations that were done to make this house more wheelchair accessible. So any way you look at it, this house belongs to me and only me. Why did you think that I would change the name on the deed in the first place? That would have absolutely no merit to me.
I know that. But I live there too, so you could have at least discussed it with me before you went ahead and sold our house behind my back.
Oh, really? Coming from someone who decided on our divorce without so much as any kind of courtesy, your accusation hardly carries any weight at all.
This is more urgent, though. We have nowhere to live right now.
You have nothing to worry about since I've already made some arrangements for you. Patricia's already said that she'd be more than happy to help me.
What? Patricia, my sister? You're kidding, right?
Nope, I'm dead serious. I've already packed up all of your things, too. Your sister agreed to hold on to everything at her house, so I'm having everything shipped there, okay?
What? Wait!
She's going to let you and your mother stay with her temporarily, so you see? There's no need to worry about finding a place to live. Anyways, you and your mother should head over there directly.
There's no way we can stay with my sister. Don't you have any idea who she is?
I know exactly who she is, and I really appreciate her kindness. I don't know what I would have done if it weren't for her help. You're so lucky to have such a thoughtful sister.
You're just kidding, right? I can't stay with her. This can't be happening for real.
Sophia! How could you? What kind of punishment is this? I just finished talking to Alan, and now I have to deal with you? You have no idea the kind of trouble we were involved in after we separated. Oh, Alan did mention something like that about someone walking off with all of your belongings. Was it the so-called kind gentleman that you found? The one that was supposed to act as your translator and take you around the city? That's right. He was, in fact, very kind in the beginning, taking us to some of the lesser-known sightseeing spots and recommending the best places to shop and eat. But I guess I let my guard down too quickly and trusted that he was as honest as he appeared to be. Anyways, he offered to hold on to my bags while I went to the restroom, but that turned out to be a huge mistake. When I came out, he was nowhere to be found. And of course, all of my belongings were gone with him as well. That's exactly what I was trying to warn you about. I told you that it was a bad idea to accept the help of a stranger, especially while you're on vacation in a foreign country for the first time. This is what you get for not taking my advice seriously. But he was so good looking, and I just couldn't say no to such a handsome face. You just went by his looks? You should really be ashamed of yourself. What would your late husband say if he knew you were acting like this? That's not important right now. What about our house? Oh, that's right. You can just look over the previous text messages between Alan and I. I really don't feel like discussing the same matter over again with you. It would be a waste of time. A waste of time? Who do you think you are, talking to me like that? You should be respectful towards me. I'm your mother-in-law. Really? Because the last time we spoke, you were pretty determined about having Alan divorce me right away. And if that's how you're going to be, I no longer feel any obligation to hold anything back, and I'll be very frank with you about what I think. Oh wait, I actually saved you the trouble of starting the divorce process. In fact, it's already been finalized. Huh? What do you mean? I haven't even had the opportunity to talk to Alan about any of this yet. As you know, I got back home about a week before you and Alan. And when I went to check our mailbox, you can just imagine my surprise when I found the divorce papers already signed by Alan himself, along with the rest of the mail. It turns out that he was having an affair, and it was actually his lover who sent the divorce papers, along with a letter detailing their relationship. He's too much of a coward to confront me himself. She was also kind enough to include the video footage of Alan while he was actually signing the papers, so it's no mistake either. And I just took that opportunity to sign the papers myself and submit them to court. Wait, I don't understand. Are you really sure that Alan was having an affair? It just seems so unlike him. I'm quite certain of it. In fact, his lover is confident that she would make a much better wife for him than me. She stated as such in her letter. And she demanded that I move out of this house because I have no right to be here. Which is quite funny because the house in question legally belongs to me. So I wrote her back that this house was actually passed down to me from my parents. And also that the man she claims to be the perfect match for will come with an evil and controlling mother on the side, one that talked him into leaving his handicapped wife stranded in a foreign country. She obviously had no idea about any of this, so her response was as expected. She's going to leave Alan right away. I demanded compensation from her, which she willingly paid in full, and I haven't heard from her since. Who knows where she is right now? What? You did all of this while Alan and I were still abroad? Yes. Well, to lay things out clearly, this is what happened. Although it was a shock at first when I realized that you and Alan had left me behind, it gave me the chance to look at the situation more objectively. While the two of you were dealing with your own situation in France, I was doing my own investigation and discovered quite a few surprising truths. But I knew that this was the perfect chance to settle these matters. So I decided to take action right away, so that everything will be done by the time you and Alan returned home. And here we are right now. This can't be happening. The only thing that's left is to demand compensation from Alan himself. And I've already explained to my lawyer that he will be staying with his sister for the time being, so he should expect to visit there soon. What? So he should just stay put there patiently until my lawyer gets in touch with him. No, wait. This is all a joke, right? Staying with Patricia is just out of the question. I had a feeling that you would try and get out of going to Patricia's, so I took some measures ahead of time. If I'm not mistaken, Patricia should be approaching you from behind right about now. What? It looks like the timing was perfect. As you can see, I asked her to come get the two of you, so you wouldn't try and get away this time. You might be wondering why Alan and his mother were so uneager to stay with Patricia. But it might have to do with the fact that she used to be the former leader of a well-known female gang. And although she no longer has any dealings with that kind of lifestyle anymore, they know what she's capable of, so they're still very cautious around her. For as long as I've known her, she's never shown her mean side, and is always very gentle and kind in her manner. But I know that she has a strong sense of justice, and hates when people are disloyal. And from what I've heard, it's best not to get on her wrong side, because she can be very intimidating when she is angry. Even as a mother of two now, people who know her well can tell you that she hasn't completely let go of her formal lifestyle. She just does a good job of keeping it under wraps. Patricia moved in with her husband's family when she got married, so she now lives a 2-hour drive from us. Since she's too far away to visit on a regular basis, Alan and his mother probably thought that they could get away with insulting me all the time. But unfortunately, what they didn't consider was the fact that Patricia and I were, in fact, quite close to one another. This small miscalculation was what led to their complete downfall. After I told Patricia about how they left me stranded during our vacation, and about Alan's affair, she told me to just leave the rest to her. Shortly after, I received the compensation payment from Alan in full, which was quite a surprise. I have no idea how he managed that kind of payment, and I never bothered to ask for the details. But apparently, one of Patricia's acquaintances hired him to work in one of his factories overseas, so I'm assuming that he's not even in this country anymore. And under strict supervision, he's being re-educated into hopefully a more proper man. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to see more content.